In this subject, water resource engineering, today we'll start a new chapter, that is stream flow measurement. In this chapter, we'll study the stream gauging, flow rating curve, use of current meters for velocity measurement, dilution method of discharge measurement, estimation of discharge. It means overall the methods of discharge measurement in a stream will be studied here in this chapter. First, what is stream? A stream is defined as a flow channel in which the surface runoff forms a basin stream. Now this is the basin, okay, and this is the main stream. Now, all the water, whatever rainfall occur here in this basin in the watershed, okay, that water will be collected through these small streams, okay, it will join to the small streams, and this small streams is joined to this main stream. So at least this rainwater, okay, collected in the main stream. This stream is defined as the flow channel which is surface runoff forms a basin drains. Means the rainwater drains out through this stream from this upper elevation to this lower elevation. Stream flow represents the runoff phase of the hydraulic cycle. Runoff means after infiltration, after all losses, okay, the runoff means the flow which flows on the surface and at last joins to the main stream is called runoff. Okay, that runoff water, okay, or that stream flow is measured in this chapter. The stream flow or the discharge is the only part of the hydraulic cycle that can be measured accurately. Like in evaporation, transpiration, the infiltration, their measurement is little tedious and the result is not so accurate. But the stream flow discharge, the discharge measurement, the stream flow measurement is comparatively accurate. Usually the daily basis, the discharge is measured. As means the daily basis or in some station hourly basis also it is measured. Okay, CWC, that is Central Water Commission, okay, of India, they are responsible to measure the daily discharge at different rivers in different stations. Okay, but the discharge measurement is in river is very time consuming and very costly procedure. Very costly and time consuming. Therefore, there is one procedure that is called two-step procedure that is followed. What is in this two-step procedure? In this procedure, first the stage or the elevation of the water level is measured. Stage means there is RL of water level or there is elevation of the water level from mean sea level. Okay, that is measured. Then there is one rating curve, predefined rating curve, which is already developed. Okay, we'll discuss about rating curve. That is developed already in the particular station. That using that rating curve, the discharge is measured. This rating curve is nothing but it is a plot between stage and discharge. Stage and discharge. Okay, this plot is also can be expressed using this equation. Okay, using regression analysis, this equation is developed between discharge and the stage. So if you have the stage data, then we can estimate the discharge. Because directly discharge measurement on daily basis is not possible. That's why CWC and other organizations which are measuring the discharge in various countries, they depend upon the stage. They measure only stage. Stage means only water elevation at daily scale they measure. At a particular time, they go to the station and they measure the stage. And from the stage, this discharge is estimated using this curve, which is predefined. And this rating curve is constant for a station. It will not change. For a station, it will remain constant for years to year. If there is the cross section, the river cross section is affected by erosion, that this is the river cross section. If the cross section here, there will be here erosion or there will be deposition here, okay, then there will be change in cross sectional area. If cross sectional area changes, the capacity changes, okay, due to maybe erosion, due to maybe deposition. Okay, so if the cross sectional area changes or if capacity or the storage of the cross section changes, then this rating curve changes. But this erosion and sedimentation happens after many years. So for so many years, this rating curve remains constant. So if you have the rating curve and if you know the only stage, then we can estimate the discharge. But first, we have to develop this rating curve. So to develop the rating curve, we need discharge data and stage data. So just initially, when a station is set up for discharge measurement, the rating curve is tried to be developed. And this for that, discharge and stage is measured. Okay, for some years, for initially some years or some days, okay, so for some months or maybe this discharge measurement is carried out. For various or depth, for various stages, the discharge is calculated, and this rating curve is developed. After that, once it is developed, once this rating curve is developed, then only stage recording is required. So discharge recording is not required. Okay. So this rating curve means the curve between discharge and stage. The relationship between discharge and stage is evaluated from the rating curve using regression analysis, which is used to estimate discharge on daily basis from the field stage data. The rating curve is constant for a particular station of a river. The rating curve changes when the river cross-section is affected by erosion and sedimentation at particular station. Okay, for a particular station, if there is change in erosion and sedimentation, then the cross-section will change and the rating curve will change. So initially, to develop the rating curve, both the discharge and stage measurement is required. Okay, so in this chapter, we will study how the discharge is estimated and stage is estimated. The stage is measured in the field. Okay, so if you know the discharge measurement, then we can develop a station, measuring station, or that is called gauging station. We can develop at any section of a river, and once we develop this rating curve, then only stage using stage by recording only stage, we can estimate the discharge. So first, how to measure the stage? Okay, first you should know the stage measurement, then we will go to this velocity measurement, then we will go to the discharge measurement. So in first is a measurement of stage. Stage is measured using gauges, manual gauge, that is tap gauge, wire gauge. Okay, two types of gauge, that is automatic stage recorder. One is manual gauges. Manual gauge means staff gauge or wire gauge. Staff gauge means like vertical staff, like in surveying we are using the staff. That type of staff is used. It is shown like this. Okay, the staff. It is manual. We have to record. Okay, it's not automatic. So the staff gauge is two types. One is vertical staff and sectional staff. Vertical staff is depth is shallow depth, width is less, and shallow depth for small rivers, small streams. It is if in one staff the depth the river flow is not exceeding the this height of the staff, then we can use this vertical staff, single staff. If the depth is more and there is chances of depth of flow is exceeding the this height of this staff, then we have to use multiple stages. That is called sectional staff. Okay, for high flow depth river, high depth river, okay, large wide depth river, these sectional staffs are used. Okay, basically for large rivers, these sectional staffs are used because one staff is not sufficient. Usually, the river the flow depth exceeds this staff height. Next is wire gauge. Wire gauge also it is a manual type of stage recorder. Okay, it is fixed on side of the bridge. The bridge it's one type of, here you can see it is a bridge. It's fixed. Okay, its weight is lowered until it touches the water. It has a weight like this. It is a weight. Okay, one wire. Okay, there will be bundle of this wires. Okay, like this here you can see here. The manual crank. This is the manual crank here, just to fix this wire and this weight. Okay, so this weight is lowered until it touches the water. This wire is lower until it touches the water. So here there is system here. There is system here to record the, okay, to measure the length of the wire you are lowering. Okay, the length of wire was required for weight to reach the water is used to calculate the stage of the stream. That length of the wire which is required to touch the river by this weight, okay, that length of the wire is recorded here, and that is taken as the stage. Okay, means that length is not exactly the stage, means the depth first we have to the measurement will be there. Okay, so here from the bottom of the river there will be depth must be known, and this depth will be known. The difference will give you the stage. Okay, automatic stage record. One is float type recorder, another is bubble gas type records. In float type gas recorder, when water level changes, there is a float here. When water level changes, then float moves. There will be displacement of the floats. And when floats displace, there is pulley system here. Okay, your recording system is there and pulley system is there. When the float moves, then this displacement of this pulley occur. Okay. Angular displacement of pulley occur. And here recording is there. Okay, how much displacement from that displacement, whether a positive displacement or negative displacement, from that displacement the recording is recording is done. Then input start of the recorder gives the measurement on the fixed tab. Actually this is called a reference tab. Stab gauge. One reference tab gauge is fixed. Okay, initially we should know that this this elevation of the water level. Okay, at what elevation we have fixed float. Okay, that is the reference position. From reference position, if there is change in water level, then this float displaces, and from that displacement we will calculate the new water level. Okay, from this recorder. This recorder is just records the displacement of these floats. From the displacement here, the because the reference elevation already we know, and if there is positive displacement, okay, we will add it. If negative displacement, we will deduct it. A new depth of the flow will be given by this recorder. Okay, next bubble gas. Bubble gas recorder means here gas cylinder. Gas cylinder used just to blow to bleed out through the outlet placed at the bottom of the river. Using gas cylinder, bubbles are made to bleed out through an outlet placed at the bottom of the river. These bubbles, okay, it can be visible at the surface here. At the surface, it can be visible. Okay. So the gas pressure is measured using pressure gauge. Here there will be pressure gauge fitted, and the pressure is measured. So if you know the pressure head is the P by gamma rho g. That is P by this P divided by 98210 Newton per meter cube. That will give you the water depth, pressure head. This depth will give you the depth. So if there is change, the gas pressure head is the depth of water level, water in the river. If there is change in water level, there will be change in the pressure gauge. If there will be change in water level, then there will be change in the pressure gauge reading here. And to bring the bubbles out to the surface, the pressure is adjusted. Okay, when there will be increase or decrease, okay, there will be change in pressure here, and if there is change in pressure, then this to bring these bubbles to the surface to here, okay, the pressure is adjusted. So the new pressure gauge reading gives the new water depth. So basically the pressure head is pressure divided by rho g will give you the H, water depth. Okay, but we have to first maintain this bubble should come out at the surface. From this we can measure the water depth. Here is the measurement of velocity. The colorimeter is used to measure the velocity in your open channel flow. Unlike in pipe flow, Pitot tube is used to measure the velocity. Like discharge is measured using venturimeter and orifice meter. Here the velocity is measured using current meter. There is two types of current meter according to the rotation. Okay, if the rotation is of the current meter about the vertical axis, then it is called vertical axis current meter. If it is about the horizontal axis, in this direction, if it is rotating, means about horizontal axis, then it is called horizontal axis current meter. What is this current meter? Vertical axis current meter means here the velocity is measured from the rotation, number of revolution or the number of rotation by this current meter. The stainless steel spindle carrying the cock wheel freely rotates in the bearing assembly. Here there is bearing assembly which contains 6 cocks on a vertical axis. Okay, it will rotate like this in this direction. So it will rotate like this. Okay, during the means you have to keep this current meter into the river, and there will be rotation of the cocks. These cocks. So there is counting mechanism, okay, and sensors will be there. Okay, there will be electric connection here. There will be sensors attached to this this counting mechanism, which the sensors will only count the number of revolution or the number of rotation by these cocks. Okay, and this weight just to keep the current meter in vertical position. This weight is just to keep it in vertical position. If there is no weight, then what will happen? It will not remain in vertical, it will just tilt. Okay, so it will not give you the accurate result. And this pin, that is called stabilizing pin, just to give proper alignment of the current meter to the water flow. If there is water flow in this direction, you are placing your current meter in this direction. Okay, so if you there is stabilizing pin, then it will give you means alignment, proper alignment. Like stabilizing pin is like tail. It is also called tail of the current meter. Okay, like tail of the fish. Okay, that tail is actually to give proper alignment to the that is to the fish. This here this pin is also to give proper alignment or to bring this in stable condition. And this weight is to keep this in vertical position. So basically here the rotation of the current meter is sensed by the sensor and gives pulse output signal. Okay, this rotation, number of rotation is counting here, and it gives the signal to the sensor. Okay, it is fitted over here. Here you can see this. These are the cups here, and this is the stabilizing pin. Okay, and here this is the sensor. This is the sensor. Okay, the weight is not fixed here because it's not in river. So during immersion river, this you have to fix. Okay. It is a laboratory setup, so here it's not, this is not required. Okay, this here this is the sensors which records the number of rotation of the cups. Next is horizontal axis current meter. Here same methodology as in vertical, but here the rotation about horizontal axis. Number of rotation is recorded by the sensor. The sensors will be fitted here, and that will record the number of rotation. The purpose of pin sounding weight is same as the vertical type. Means your pin is to give you alignment. Okay, this weight is provided here. It's just to keep it vertical position. Okay, here propeller is used just for the rotation. Propeller is used. Unlike here where 6 cups are used. Okay, this is called counting mechanism, and it is kept on the vertical axis. So this current meters actually gives the reading of this NS, that is the rotation, number of rotation. And during manufacturing of these current meters, the velocity is expressed linearly with the number of rotation, an plus b, an suffixes plus b, where a and b are the constant of current meter. That is called constant of current meters, which are obtained by calibration. Okay. During the manufacture of the this current meter, it is calibrated. Okay, before supply it is calibrated, it is usually fixed for a particular current meter. Okay, usually A is 0.65, B is 0.3. Okay, so it might be different for different current meters. Okay, it depends upon the manufacturer. Okay. Okay, so next is, so velocity is measured using this A N S plus B. Next, where velocity is measured. Okay, when depth of flow is less than 3 meter. Here this is the depth of flow. This is the bed of the river, and this is the depth. If this depth is less than 3 meter, okay, means the flow, this depth is called shallow depth, and the velocity is measured at 0.6 times. Here this is the 0.6 times. Okay, the D, this is 0.6 times D from the surface. Then velocity is measured at this point. So this is called single point measurement, and that velocity is the average velocity, considered as a mean velocity of the flow. If the water depth is more than 3 meter, velocity is measured at 0.2 times here, 0.2 times depth from the surface, and 0.8 times depth from the surface, from the water surface. So the velocity is measured as 2 point. Okay, so this is called 2 point measurement, and the mean velocity is calculated using by the average of this two velocity, average of the 0.2 times depth and 0.8 times depth. That will give you the mean velocity. So this is called 2 point measurement, single point measurement and 2 point measurement. Next is velocity measurement by floats. Floats may be used to measure velocity, but it will give you the approximate value. It will not give the actual velocity. Okay, if you don't have this system, this current meters, okay, we don't have, we cannot measure at all this depth. Okay, so velocity, just roughly you can go to the field and you can take floats. Okay, and you can put the floats on the river, on the surface of the river. It will give only surface velocity. Okay, and at different points you can mark. Okay, and the distance you can mark, and you can measure the time. Okay, if you just put here the float, if you put here, and the distance you mark here, this is the plan of the river. Okay, just here float is released here, and at this different points along this longitudinal direction. Okay, it is marked. Okay, means the distance, the length is marked, and here the person will just record the time to reach this line, to reach this point, to reach this point, to this point, to this point. So this average, the velocity is measured this distance by this time. Velocity is measured this this distance by time, or it can be this distance by time, total time from here to here, or this distance divided by from here to here, this time, this distance from divided by the time from here to here. Okay, so that the average velocity can be calculated. Okay, that mean velocity will be average of the velocity here. That is B1, B2, B3, B4. That average velocity will give you the velocity, mean velocity of the river. There is the surface velocity. It is simple, very easy. Means no cost involvement, nothing. Okay, just if you go to the river, go to the stream, just put the float and you just measure. But if you want a rough measurement of the velocity, approximate value of the velocity, this float measurement can be done. Okay, the small stream you can, it is possible. Okay, so this is about stream. This lecture is about the stress measurement and the velocity measurement. So in next class we will discuss about the discharge measurement, and about the rating curve also we will discuss how to develop the rating curve. Okay, thank you so much.